Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we're going to do a video on Skillz. So yesterday on the YouTube I kind of put a post out there saying what video do you want to see. Skillz was the most popular one, Beyond Meat was very close. I think there was also a few other mentions for other companies as well, like Boohoo, because they had earnings this week. I think like eHang even got a mention as well. And yeah, there was a lot of stocks. I think DraftKings got a few mentions because of their earnings coming out. So yeah, very, very close, but I think Skillz just took it. But comment down below on this video, let me know what you want to see next or tomorrow, and I'll do that video for you tomorrow. Like I say, it could be very close between a few companies, but the one that gets the most votes, I'll go do that one for you guys. So yeah, just let me know. But yeah, Skillz seems to be like the most popular one. So today we're going to go through Skillz's Q1, which I thought was really amazing. I think if I was to give this a score, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, and the earnings was on Tuesday, I believe, so I've tried to remember all the details off the top of my head. Well, I've got the numbers from the earnings report, but the conference call, there was a few little gems in there, and I've tried to remember all the gems from there, so hopefully I've done a good job. But if you could smash the like button if you're new, subscribe. We are quite close to 10,000 subscribers. If you do want to join the Patreon when I am buying and selling things, I have bought a few things this week. The link is in the description, as well as if you want to start investing. There's some brokers as well. For you guys on the Patreon, the video about valuations, I will get that recorded and up for you guys tomorrow morning, so that will come tomorrow for you guys, just to give you a little heads up on that one, and we'll go through the valuations, which was the most voted thing on Discord. But yeah, we'll get on to Skillz. Obviously this is a company that I own, and yeah, I'll try kind of go through why I thought it was so good earnings from my point of view. So first of all, the main thing with this company is it's a growth company. So with a growth company, what we're looking for is this company to put in really good growth revenue numbers, and it did that. It put in 83 million, and this was up 92%. So that's really, really impressive. And 92% growth. I thought it'd be a bit lower than this. Expected a bit more to be in the 80 range. So that was absolutely fantastic. And as well as that, you know, you see a lot of companies at the moment. A lot of companies are like forecasting a lot of their growth to slow down, and these guys are still smashing it out of the park, because these are a company very much like the other guys that have benefited from the CV situation, but at no point is it slowing down. And this is also why you pay up a bit of a valuation for this, because not many companies out there, you know, a multi-billion company grow at 92%, which is really, really good. So everything on the growth side of it, that's the main thing we need to see from this early stage company, is to see that there's still the demand there, they're still putting the growth in, and at the moment they're absolutely smashing it. So that was really good. And as well, what was really impressive about these numbers is that they actually, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, I'm sure most of you watching this video are, but there was a short report that came out. The main basis on that short report was that Skillz is now putting in very weak growth, and they said that Q1 numbers will prove that they're very poor numbers that are growing at, and the growth is going to slow down and they can't keep up with the growth. Now what Skillz actually did is on the 25th of March they came out and said that they brought out preliminary earnings saying, look, this short report is absolutely false, this is what we expect to do, and they actually raised the guidance for this month. They said they were going to do 80 million. Now from there, they've gone, obviously what they reported 83 million, they've gone and beat it by 3 million. Now that is a very nice beat, and they've done that in a very quick period. That's, you know, just over a month to kind of go with that guidance. And obviously there's part of them that are going to sandbag it slightly, so they still do beat it. But, you know, analysts were expecting, I think the low estimate was like 72 million, I believe it was. So for them to kind of come in and put 83 million when analysts were expecting 72 million, and that was the lowest estimate. So I think the highest was like 78-ish. Yeah, they've totally smashed it out of the park. So yeah, from the short report, which is, for my opinion, the short report has been the most damaging thing for this company, because what you've seen is the share price has, you know, obviously come down quite a bit on this company, and in general, the whole kind of this area that Skillz is in, these growth stocks, smaller market cap growth stocks, they've all pulled back, and Skillz would be a part of that. But the short report is like the double damage here, and if it wasn't for the short report, I do think this would have pulled back, but I still think this would have been in the $20 range. So yeah, for it to be where it is right now, I still think it's very cheap. And also I think, once again, it just puts a lot of holes in that short report and proves, hey, look, Skillz, the demand is just absolutely amazing at the moment. Now, one thing that really stood out to me is that they are now getting 17% of their users actually paying on the platform. This is the highest they've ever achieved, which is great. And also, I think, I can't remember which video it was. I think it was Andrew Paradise, which I think is so good. He's done so many interviews at the moment, especially on CNBC. So do go check them out. he said that they think that this number could potentially get up to 40% paying, and it gives a lot more room. Now, personally, I don't think they'll get to 40%. I would love them to get into like the 20% range if they could. That would be absolutely fantastic. But the fact that they've now got 17%, the highest ever achieving paying, that's really good. And you can see they've still got quite a lot of room to grow as well. So that was a standout number that people, their aim, because they don't make money from monthly active users, they make money from the people that pay to play the games. So that's the really key part of what we saw. Now, also what happened is, because these numbers were outstanding on the revenue front, we actually saw 2021 guidance actually raised. I think they were predicting 58%, which I still thought was really low. You know, obviously the CV situation will help them, but yeah, I think that they will still put in higher revenue, and they've raised it to 63%. I still expect this to be a little higher than this this year. We'll see what exactly happens. But yeah, 63%, you know, thing is as well, people don't realise is that if you grow revenue at like 100%, to double it again, you then have to do double what you did previously as well. You know, that's a bit of simple maths, but people sometimes forget that. But yes, 375 million now, which is really good. I mean, if they could get into the 400 million range on that, that'd be really impressive if they can do that. And if they can carry on doing this, then they could achieve it. But the thing as well is, when they're kind of like raising this guidance and they're beating it, and I think they could still even get into that 400 million range, the valuation doesn't seem too bad if they can get like 400 million in 2021. You know, if you start running the actual price to sales ratio on it, I think like 400 million actually puts them at a decent price to sales ratio. And even if they did 2022 revenue number, which I think they'll easily do, which I think is 540 million, the valuation, you know, you are paying up for this. It is a bit of a high valuation, but when you're getting a growth stock at them sort of valuations, it's actually not too bad. So yeah, very impressive with the outlook raised as well. So yeah, that's all pretty good going there. Now, the only one concern, and I've seen this quite a bit, like the short sellers are back. You know, they've disappeared for the last 12 months as the market's gone up, but for some reason right now they've come back out, and you'll see them on Yahoo Finance, you'll see them on Seeking Alpha. Even when I do like videos on like Skillz, because this is quite a highly shorted company, I even get quite a few in the comment section as well, which I don't mind. You know, it's a bit of fun and games. I'm totally up for it, and we'll see who's right. I'll be right, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, one thing that they're kind of focusing on now, that they've kind of gone, oh yeah, the growth on Skillz is slowing down, there's weak download data, and they've gone, what do you say now? One of the things they're kind of rotating to now is that they're kind of focusing on the sales and marketing. And I think administration expenses as well rose up a bit, but I think this was a standout kind of like raise in like what had happened in the Q1. And that basically, the last Q1, they put in like 46 million in sales marketing, and that went to 96 million this quarter. Now, the thing is that with a company like Skillz, is that you have to do that to acquire customers. You have to put in the sales and marketing to acquire customers and hopefully see the rewards. And this is how you achieve this. If you don't do that, you're not going to acquire customers. And this growth doesn't look amazing. You know, it's part of the game as an early stage growth company. You have to put the incentives for people to come to your platform, and it's just part of the game. And if you struggle with that concept, then you're probably not best to, you know, go to growth companies. There's so many growth companies that in the early stages have to put that sales and marketing expenses in, and Skillz is doing that, and it is paying off for them. You can see that because of the growth they've put on year over year, and yeah, like I said, it's just part of the game. Obviously, this sales marketing is supposed to go down as the years as the next quarter. Q1 is always the highest marketing spend for Skillz in the history of the company. They normally do quite a big push in Q1. But yeah, I'm totally fine with that. And the thing is as well is that what you got to remember is Skillz, their cash balance now, I think it was Q4 2020. Their cash balance at Q4 2020 was sitting at 262 million. They've raised a lot of cash recently with the obviously the SPAC. They've raised a lot of cash through shares. That cash pile is now sitting at 612 million. Now, there's no point raising that much cash and then going, oh, just leave it on your balance sheet. You know, there you go. You know, it looks good. There's no point. You might as well, if you raise that cash, you got to use it to help develop the company and, you know, bring them benefits in the long run. So burning through this cash is what the whole point of raising cash is. And even if it carried on doing this, which it shouldn't be as bad next quarter, we'll see, even if it did this, it still could burn at this sort of rate for like another 2.5, 3 years. And it would be very easy for it to raise money again in a few years' time. So it's raised cash, it's using its cash to help it, and it's showing, it's just part of the game. It's got no debt, it's got an amazing balance sheet, so it might as well use this cash that it has to help benefit it. And you can see on the numbers that they're pretty good numbers. And as well as that, what you've seen because of this sales and marketing push is monthly active users. This is one thing that is also getting focused on shorts, is monthly active users, because monthly active users went from 2.6 to 2.7. So there's not much monthly active users growth. But with this company, you can't focus on monthly active users because monthly active users don't actually bring anything into the platform. And I can't remember who it was on the conference call, but they summed it up perfectly. They basically said, look, if you were Netflix, you wouldn't say the amount of site visits Netflix has. You go by who's paying. Because this is how the company makes money. This is how the people that develop the game make the money, is by people that go on to pay on the platform. So you focus on, okay, who's paying? Now you look at the average revenue per user. What's happened is it's gone from $5.57 all the way up to $10.35. So the average revenue per user is absolutely smashing it out of the park. And that's why we're seeing this, and this is why we're seeing the growth, because the average revenue per user is going up absolutely amazing, which is great. And also paying monthly users went from 0.25 to 0.46. So this here, that wasn't really impressive growth as well. So people focus on this too much. Like this is where the company makes money. I can't remember who it was, but they basically say, look, we'll lose money from monthly active users. This is where we make our money, and this is what we focus on, and this is the growth. And I think that at some point they're like, we kind of regret that we actually even talked about monthly active users, because it's getting used against us, but we don't really focus on that. They were saying as well is like, if we wanted to, we could put sales marketing, push this up and get more monthly active users if we want, but that don't benefit us as a company. Now, one thing that was really interesting is Andrew Paradise, his tone changed a little bit when he was talking about monthly active users, because previously he's been like, oh, we don't want monthly active users, but his tone in like the conference call was a bit more like, we do, if we wanted to, we could increase monthly active users, and that's something we might look at doing, and we might start making money off the monthly active users, which we don't currently do. So like other game companies might have adverts or something like that. That it kind of sounded like they were looking that they might try and monetize these a little bit more than what they currently do. So that's something just to keep an eye on, because that would be another income stream. We'll see what happens, but the tone that I got from Andrew Paradise in the conference call was slightly different to when I've heard him in last quarters, saying that a little bit more thinking about, do we make money off these guys, because we've got a lot on our platform at the moment. So yeah, that might be something that comes a little bit further down the line. And the thing with these sales and marketing as well is that the thing is, this company is prioritizing getting customers onto the platform, and this platform, Skillz, is a very sticky platform. If you ever look at their customer retention that they have on their platform, it's very strong. People stay on the platform, they carry on using money, and further down the line, because they acquire all these companies, they stay on the platform, they keep recurring that money from them, and eventually at some point, if they keep getting these customers and the fees, it will eventually level out, very much like so many other companies before that have prioritized expansion, and eventually it levels out and you just see the profit surge. Obviously Tesla and Amazon are two companies that come straight to mind that have done that sort of tactic. So yeah, this is one thing that I'm seeing a lot more of the bears actually start focusing on. But yeah, I think when you look at what numbers they've put in and how that's affecting ad revenue per user, that's nearly doubled, the paying monthly active users, nearly doubled, totally worth it in my opinion. So yeah, this is kind of like the move from this now, saying it's weak data and they're going to struggle, because they're not. They kind of focus on that now, and I'm very happy with that. Use that cash balance up. There's no point raising the cash, having an amazing balance sheet, and then just leaving it there. Get burning through it, get acquiring customers, get the rewards in. So yeah, that was all good from that point of view. Now that was kind of like financials. This is more to like actual like hidden gems that went on the conference call. So there was talk of new games coming. Obviously there's a little bit mention about Tetris, which currently isn't in the forecast at the moment, which is one of the new games. They were also mentioning that they're now moving into first person shooters, potentially battle royales, and also strategy games as well. So that could be some new games that come in. Once again, they're not in the forecast because they don't forecast new games. This is why it's so easy for them to beat guidance. They also went on to say about, they were talking about the NFL a little bit, which we might get they're currently doing the developer process at the moment. We might get it towards the back end of the year, this NFL game, but it sounds like they are looking at more brand deals like the NFL. That'd be very good, because then you have people that follow these brands that will be coming onto the platform, might go on and play new games. But the brand deals, they kind of sound like they're looking for more brand deals. So I mean, you know, if the NFL works, you know, you go on to the NBA, the NHL, the Premier League, and have some games from them guys. So the brand deals could be quite good. Went on to talk about the indie launch, once again, currently not in forecast once again, but it's saying that the indie launch might happen, will happen this year. And also something that I've not heard from Andrew Paradise as well before, he went on to say that international expansion into other countries will happen in 2022. Didn't say which ones, but that was also a little gem there. Also, it went on to say at some point that Android users are actually doubling at the moment compared to iOS, so that was pretty good on the Android front, which they're kind of trying to push that a little bit more as well. But yeah, overall, my general thoughts with the Skillz earnings, they were amazing. Like what I had expected for Skillz, they definitely blew that out of the water. The growth was even better than what I hoped for from that point of view as well, and what they're growing at the paying rate and the average revenue per user rate looks very good, and the things they're working on, you know, let's not forget, you know, this isn't a company that, it's still quite early stages, it's still trying to build up its audience, it's the amount of games library it has at the moment, and the potential in the long run when you start putting all these more detailed games in, the brand deals further down the line. This unique esports platform could be absolutely massive, and like I say, for me, this is why I think this company will be further down the line a 50 billion plus company, and I'm very happy to hold it. And everything that I wanted to see from Skillz in this quarter, they achieved it, and I'm very happy. Like I said, I give it 9 out of 10 in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what video you want to see tomorrow as well, guys. Smash the like button if you did make it all the way to the end. Subscribe if you're new and you did find it helpful. And yeah, I'll see you on tomorrow's video.